Right now we're in the studio with filmmaker. Well, let me see. It's screenwriter, director, producer. Is there any other?
Let's just say everything.
Right.
The everything man.
Right. Dan Chinander. Dan, thanks for being with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me on the show.
Appreciate you coming in. Now, you actually are from Minnesota, right?
Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it showed today because I just ran up the stairs. Thought I was having a heart attack. I realized we're at, what, 7,000 feet?
Yeah, you have to get used to that here, no doubt. Now, you are in town. You've got one movie that's coming out, but you've got a couple others you're working on. We'll talk about that. Tell us about Hiding Victoria.
Well, Hiding Victoria is coming out this November. It's going to be released in Minneapolis, Minnesota through Panorama Entertainment. And we're hoping we're going to do well there. We did really well in festivals, and we're really hopeful. But it's about I don't know if they can see this poster, but it's about a socialite, Palm Beach socialite, who takes in a young convicted felon as a helpmate. And you've got, obviously, two opposites coming together under one roof, which makes an interesting story.
Sounds like a match made in heaven, doesn't it?
Sounds like it to me. I think it sounds great. How was it filming in Palm Beach?
It was great. The film commission down there is awesome. And one thing we also did was we mentored film students from a film high school they have down there, G-Star School of the Arts. And that was a great experience. And 10 of their students ended up getting full movie credits, on the film.
Well, that's what I want to ask you. We had a producer on last week who came out with his first film, Flyboys, and he started telling us some of the stories because you're on a limited budget. You're doing your first film. I'm not sure what Hiding Victoria cost, but obviously you're having to ask a lot of favors and get creative.
Exactly.
I'm sure that the school was probably a big help to you.
Oh, the school's awesome. I mean, we moved our production office right on the school, so the students actually got to be over our shoulders the whole way, and we got a lot of support from the school, not only from the school, but from, again, Chuck Elder from the Film Commission, and it was a great experience. Florida was pretty good. We dodged the hurricane, so we did,
Yeah, listen, you're doing good if you can dodge a hurricane in Florida.
He was down there dodging it, too.
Well, listen, we have a clip, right?
Okay.
We're going to take a look at a clip of Hiding Victoria. Kevin, you ready with that? We can take a look at Hiding Victoria.
Is everything all right in there?
Yes, I'm fine.
You don't need any help?
No.
Fine. All right. You seem a little upset.
I'm not.
All right. I'll just put the knives and forks around. The knives go on the right, and the forks on the left. Great expectations. I've never had macaroni and cheese as an appetizer before.
It's not an appetizer.
It's not an appetizer? What is it?
It's food. The meal.
Victoria, it's Thanksgiving. What happened to the turkey I bought?
It was rotten.
Rotten?
I screwed up the meal, okay? I'm sorry.
Oh, all right. It's all right. No, it really is. I can't tell you how many turkeys I have destroyed in my life. No, we'll just have the macaroni and cheese and the antifreeze.
All right.
That looks classic. That does look like a very interesting relationship. Now, I recognize both of them.
You recognize with that tattoo? No,
I couldn't see.
She's familiar. She's from. We got Margot Harshman. She came originally from the Disney Channel, Even Steven. She played Tawny, but she's been a lot of stuff lately. She's on the new 90120. Did I say that?
That's where I've seen her. Yeah.
90210.
Yeah, thank you.
90210.
There we go.
I didn't say my zip code, did I? And then we got Anita Gillette, fantastic actor. She was in Shall We Dance with Richard Gere and J-Lo. She's a Broadway actress nominated for a Tony. And she plays Tina Fey's mother on 30 Rock. Both of these, all our actors were fabulous, and it made my job much easier working with excellent talent.
I can only imagine, you hear stories about people coming up with an idea for, a movie, but to actually take it from start to finish, I'm sure the stories are just endless.
Endless is right.
I think the hardest part would be the face paint.
Well,
or
you know
the
what?
tattoo.
It would have been, but we had a stencil made, so our makeup artist every morning, it just took her 20 minutes. Drop that stencil on, bam, bam, bam.
Interesting.
And taking it off was a little bit, more harsh on her poor skin, but she did that for 17 days straight. It took us 17 days to shoot the film.
That's
17
amazing.
is it?
That is amazing.
17 and 3 days of second unit up in Minnesota.
Wow.
Wow,
That's
that is
pretty
amazing.
fast,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Stayed on budget.
Yeah, no, I guess so. Now, so you got Hiding Victoria coming out,
Exactly.
but you're in Utah doing, what are you working on here?
Well, I'm here for a couple of reasons. 4 days I'm working on a production right now, and then we're also going to scout some locations. We've been working with the Film Commission of Utah, and one of our films, Animal Air, is going to be a perfect location in this area. So we're going to scout out a couple locations while we're here.
Excellent. Well, we love movies shot
We
here in
love
Utah.
movies.
It's a great place to shoot a film. Now, I got to ask you, because I heard that you actually wrote a script in like 50 days or something like that?
Yeah, it was. My next film's called Blues Man. It's about a young teen, fatherless teen, who's befriended by 3 old blues guys from the South. And Hiding Victoria took 5.5 years. My wife and I wrote that screenplay together. Blues Man took 52 days. It's a lot about the blues. I'm a blues guy. I play the harmonica, and so I think because I know the subject pretty well, I was able to crank this script out. And it was inspired. I can't go into it now, but it was a neat story behind it that inspired it.
Well, I mean, because you say 5 years. I mean, typically
That's
it
a
seems
long-
like a long time. It normally takes a few years when somebody's writing. 50 days, that's got to be some type of record, isn't it?
You just
Yeah, I don't think I beat Steve Martin's record. I forgot which script he wrote in 2 weeks.
Is that right?
Oh,
yeah,
wow. He
but
isolated
52
himself?
days was my record, definitely.
How is it being the everything man? I mean, being the, director, the writer, the this, the that, everything. I mean,
Well, I got to say, I have a producing partner, Mike Madden, who really helps out a lot. If I didn't have him, this stuff wouldn't be happening. And so I want to thank Mike. He can't be here today, but you know what? It's that's what you got to do the first few films. Hopefully I can rest a little bit and walk on a set and say action and then walk off and not be
That'd
up
be
till
nice.
2 in the morning each day. But it's nice because then you get to wear all the hats, so you know what to expect in every division of your film production. And a film is like building a building. You got to be the electrician, the plumber, the architect, and so on. But once you build a track record of producing great films, and then you're able to hire help and relax a little bit too.
Well, and I'm sure it's just like anything else. Like you said, when you're starting out, you pretty much you do what it takes.
you do everything.
Exactly.
And you're on a limited budget typically. But then hopefully, as you said, over time that changes. Now, talk a little about the movie. I think you said Animal Air that you're thinking about shooting here in Utah.
Yeah, Animal Air is a really neat story about Hattie Moore. She's an African-American pilot veterinarian who ends up losing her nephew in a plane crash while teaching him how to fly. So she moves to a remote Utah town up in the mountains to try to escape that pain. But she sets up her animal clinic, and she ends up hiring a young kid to help her in the clinic whose name the town calls him Crazy Ronnie. But soon she discovers he's not as crazy as the town thinks. And the movie's full of action, adventure, animals flying, and then a surprise at the end, which will keep the audience on the edge of their seat.
Dan, it sounds like you have all these different films, though. I mean, you've got one about blues, one about, Palm Beach. You've got one about.
Where do the ideas come from? Do you have kids? I mean, you make these things up yourself?
I dream a lot.
That's a good way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing to hear the stories, though,
Yeah.
and it's got to be exciting. This being your first, visualizing it and then actually seeing it, produced.
Well, produce and then actually come into a theater, because when you do a film, an independent, chances are it's not going to go anywhere. Sorry for the filmmakers out there, but that's true.
But that's a good
Right.
point. We had a producer on last week. He's got a movie that is coming out or is out, I guess, Flyboys, and he's won a bunch of awards, but he still doesn't have distribution. And we know from Sundance, this being the official Sundance channel, that's the goal of a filmmaker. You come out with your film, you got to have distribution.
Yeah, exactly. And the distribution company, we have two. One for international, Worldwide Film Entertainment, which already sold in 14 countries. This movie did. We're really excited. And then Panorama Entertainment has it for the United States, and they're the ones releasing it in November in St. Paul, Minneapolis. So we're hoping the numbers will be there, and that the movie then will continue on to more theaters than the limited release.
Well, that is awesome.
Good
We're
for you.
happy that you stopped by. It sounds like you're very busy. You got to promise to come back after Animal Air.
Oh, definitely.
All right.
Especially if you're in Utah.
Well,
Of course,
yeah.
I think we're going to spend a lot of time here. It's a beautiful state.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, good. And if people want to find out more about your productions, where can they go to find out?
They can go to our website, Fishtail Entertainment. I don't know if they have a graphic, but it's FISHTALE entertainment.com.
Yeah, actually,
We have a whole
got
slate of our
got
movies
that up
listed
on the
here.
screen, so that everything that you're working on is on the website.
Exactly.
Excellent. Well, Dan Chinander,
Good
we
luck,
appreciate
Dan.
it. Good
All
luck
right.
to you.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. Much more coming up. It's a jam-packed show on this Friday on the Mountain Morning Show. We'll be back after this break.